this week on the Bubble Chat.
It was like all the anticipation of getting ready for this live reunion and all this, because there was a reason why we wanted to watch the live reunion.
In every situation, when it comes to murderers not being held accountable for taking an innocent life, I get really speechless.
It was good. I did chuckle. I think it's Uncle Tina.
To slap a baby like that, especially since it was 2 days old.
I'm sure it doesn't mean anything. I'm sure it just Coachella fever. I listen to this radio show and they play all these new songs for me, and I heard the song and I was like,
I think he's been on the show for so many years that he has to move on.
You're lucky I don't have a chandelier right now so I can knock you over the head with it. Hello everyone and welcome to the Bubble Chat. We hope that everyone is having a good day so far. For the first time ever in Bubble Chat history, we are introducing our new co-host in the Bubble Chat after making appearance as a guest co-host. Please welcome my eye candy, my baby daddy, and now co-host to the Bubble Chat, Ruben, aka Uncle Ruben.
AKA Uncle Ruben Pumpkin. But yeah, it's official, everyone. It's official, everyone. Uncle Ruben is our official co-host of the Bubble Chat, and this is the first time we've ever done this. And we're just excited that and Uncle Ruben, how does it feel to be our new co-host?
Well, I'm excited to join. It seems like I've been part of this for a few weeks and I've been enjoying it so far. So I'm just hopefully I can continue and bring something new and hopefully add something to the chat and keep adding things and bringing ideas to the chat. And I hope y'all enjoy me.
We're excited. We're really excited.
I enjoy you, Daddy.
Oh,
goodness.
Oh, gosh.
Speaking of love, let us get to the first topic.
One thing that I just forgot to mention. Yeah. Unfortunately, Mom's out again. She's out again. Yeah, she's been doing so many shows that we were just told that at the last minute that she did have a show today. She is performing. Go, Mom, but she'll be joining us soon. Mom, if you're listening, please come back to the chat whenever you can. We miss you.
Yes, as soon as you finish with Baba Tunde.
All right, let's get to today's topics.
Yes. So on the topic of love, we're going to talk about Love is Blind season 4. We're going to talk about the show a little bit, but we're also going to talk about the failure of that live reunion.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Yeah, right. So I don't know about y'all, but I love me some Love is Blind, which is a Netflix series, and it just wrapped up its 4th season. The premise of the show is basically that is an experiment to see if love is truly blind, and how the show producers conduct this experiment is they have a bunch of hopefully single, because people be lying to get on TV, but a group of single females and single men, and they meet in these rooms that has a wall separating them, and they can't see each other. They can't see the silhouette or anything of each other. And basically, they just talk to each other. And of course, basically, you're dating multiple people at the same time, getting to know them, talking to them, and seeing if you can build a connection and eventually start loving someone without seeing them. I mean, I don't know if we need an experiment for this because people have been catfishing people for years now, and people be falling in love and don't even know who the heck they talking to. So, of course, you can fall in love without seeing someone, but anything for television. Anyhow, to make a long story short, Netflix they blew up this whole live reunion thing that was supposed to air at 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay?
Oh my God.
Now, I used to be a tech. Now, I'm not telling you I was the greatest tech. You're not supposed to laugh like that now. You're being ridiculous. But anyhow, I used to be a tech. And when they said live, I was like, live? You're a streaming platform. And as a tech, to me, that just seemed like that was going to be a whole lot of work and a whole lot of room for error. And I had doubts. I really thought, I'm going to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a shit show. Well, guess what happened? Anybody want to guess real quick?
It was a shit show.
It was a shit show. It was like 45. I don't want to be, allegedly, it was like 45 to 75 minutes late. That's
a shit show. That's a shit show.
That is a shit show. And then the 6.5 million people who were trying to log in to watch it, most of us couldn't even get in. So we had the few people who could get in, some of them had sharing is caring mentality. So they were live airing it on TikTok. And that's how I got to see a little bit of it. So, and then to add more to it is that when it was live, when it ended, it said it was 2 hours and 51 minutes. When it didn't go, I couldn't watch it until the next day until 12 p.m., right? To stream it. Guess how long it was then?
How long?
An hour and a half.
Wow.
So I missed a whole hour. And what is that? Like, I want to see everything that everybody else got to see. You get what I'm saying? But I got some edited version, and I'm just disappointed. And I just want Netflix to know that I was rocking with you. I've been rocking with you when you were sending out them red envelopes. I was like one of the OGs of Netflix. And I appreciate this. But since y'all like to be late, I want to let you know that I have a very good talent of being late. But when I get to work, I do work hard. So if you hiring, because if you need someone else to make some shit work, I'm the one for you, because I was a mediocre tech. Alrighty. Now I was going to tell you about the pairings. Do you guys want to hear about the pairings that will happen this season, or can we move on to the next subject? Because I know Joanne runs a tight ship.
I think we can start with our thoughts on this. I'll start with you, Uncle Ruben.
Well, I watched the season and I tried to watch we were sitting here watching, ready. It was like all the anticipation of getting ready for this live reunion and all this, because there was a reason why we wanted to watch the live reunion, because there was some messiness that went on. There was this girl, Irina and Micah, and they were like the mean girls in the pods, and they laughed at all the girls crying, and they thought that they ruled the roost, and they eavesdropped on conversations, and they were just horrible people overall. And Micah ended up getting left at the altar, didn't get proposed to, and she was all crying and everything. Irina,
Micah got proposed to.
I said she got left at the altar.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. I'll finish my thoughts. You had your turn. getting my turn over here. You could have said all this. But Irina, she just wanted to be on TV. She said she didn't, but she claimed all this mental health shit, was crying at the live reunion. But we were waiting for this live reunion to start. We kept refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. And finally, my daughter, who is like the smartest person in the house, it seems, she's like, why don't y'all go on TikTok? And that's how we got to watch like the rest of the show, because I was like flipping through live TikToks, people doing live on TikTok, and we got to watch the reunion, and we got to see part of Irina crying, talk about her mental health was bad, and I wasn't on the show to be on the show. And one thing I want to bring up is the hosts, Nick and Vanessa Lachey. They were horrible. Vanessa Lachey is like got to be the worst host ever, because she just wants to sit there and hear herself talk. I don't know if you remember, she used to be on MTV way back in the day, but she just wants to hear herself talk. She didn't want to let the people who we wanted to hear from talk. She wanted to hear herself talk. And then when she grilled one guy who left Micah at the altar, who said no to Micah, she couldn't marry her, but then did a whole montage of mean girl behavior with Micah and Irina, and left them off the hook. So it was just a shit show, total shit show, and all this hype around this live reunion, and you don't know what to expect. I knew what to expect. Boring ass TV. And that's what it ended up being.
Yeah, I was doing some research about this, and I get why the show Love is Blind is a shit show, as you guys say, because this is the second time that Netflix tried to air something live as a streaming platform would try to win over viewers. And Netflix did issue a statement on Twitter apologizing that the reunion didn't go according to plan. And then all of a sudden they ended up in backlash. So yeah. Any more thoughts, Andy, before we move on to the next topic?
Give me a call, Netflix. I can be late.
Oh, she knows how to be late. Good Lord, she knows how to be late.
But Joanne, I may be late, but do I not show up every week?
You show up every week.
And show out.
And show out.
Hi, Candy.
At least I'm on time.
Oh God.
Next topic.
She said, "Thank you." Next. She oh
my goodness, yeah. I can't eat and I can't yar.
He said, "Thank you." Next.
As Chris Jenner says, "Thank you." Next, bitch. Okay.
Oh God.
All right. On a more serious note, though, up next, federal prosecutors told Shanquella Robinson's family that the evidence received isn't enough for Shanquella's death in Mexico last October. Shanquella died while staying in a luxury rental property in Baja California, Sur. According to CNN, the U.S. Attorney's Office said in the state release, based on the results of the autopsy and after a careful deliberation and review of the investigative materials by both U.S. Attorney's Office, federal prosecutors informed that the Robinson family that the available evidence does not support the federal prosecution. Family members are far from happy about this decision, but they will continue to seek justice for Shanquella. Guys, do you think that justice is served in this situation? And what kind of call to action do you think needs to be taken in this case? I'll start with you, Annie.
Well, I definitely don't think justice was served. That girl was murdered. Um, there is evidence. There's plenty of evidence. Um, I think it's disgusting that no charges are going to be brought. And my call to action is, well, I really can't say that on the air. But I wouldn't be visiting that city anymore in Mexico. That wouldn't be a tourist spot for me, because that tells me that some knuckleheads want to plan to jump me and beat me to death. Then you're not going to, there's not going to be any accountability. They murdered that girl. She was loved, she had family, she had friends, and it was really unnecessary. Her life ended, and it's just no justice.
So young. It ended so young.
Yeah, and no justice. So again, one of my, I can't say what I really is in my heart, because that's vigilante stuff, and so I have to be quiet on that. But definitely not visit that city in Mexico anymore.
Uncle Ruben, any thoughts?
Live safe.
I'm reading this real quick and I'm trying to figure out.
What's your thoughts, Joanne, whilst he's figuring it out himself?
In every situation, when it comes to murderers not being held accountable for an innocent murder, for taking an innocent life, I get really speechless. There are no words at that moment, because she lived a young life, and I could tell. And so many other African American unarmed citizens lived young, but all of a sudden they get murdered by the police, and when they haven't done jack shit wrong. It's just an ongoing thing, and I just really, really think it's unacceptable. But yeah, but all we can do is just, at this moment, is just continue to fight for justice for Shanquella. And yeah.
So was she killed by one of the people she went with, or was she killed by people in Mexico?
I think it might be the second option. I don't really know for sure. But do you know any?
Because I'm reading a little of both. I'm reading that there's a arrest warrant for one of the members in her party for what they call femicide.
I thought she was killed by her, that she went with somebody. I thought she was killed. Am I on the wrong person?
Oh no, go ahead.
So this is there was a arrest warrant for one of the people that she went with by Mexico that was issued.
Okay.
That she went with. So I think that's where the outrage is. That's where some of the outrage is coming from. But I think that's, when you go to Mexico, it's a lot of lack of good police work, and a lot of it is done by, I hate to say this shit, but it's bribery, and you can get police to go away by just paying this shit off. I don't know how many times I had to pay off guys to keep from taking guys to jail when I was in Mexico. So it's easy, especially because they don't get paid much. You could pay them $10, $20 to keep from taking your friend to jail, and they'll look the other way. So the local police officer ain't going to pay attention to it. So that's kind of, I hate to say, but I wouldn't be going down to Mexico anytime soon. And you feel bad for the family because there's no closure. There's no, what is justice? But what she went down with 6 people. What are the other 5 people that came back alive saying? Where is that coming from? There's got to be something in that group that happened. Why does she get left alone, and why does she get singled out? There's got to be more to this story that we're not seeing, that we're not fully getting a grasp of. And I think that's why there's not a full picture. In that quick article that I read in the Charlotte Observer, it doesn't seem like they're asking Mexico for extradition. I don't know if people stayed in Mexico. I didn't read the full thing. I was just trying to skim it real fast. So we didn't, I thought we were talking about a different case. So I didn't, I thought we were talking about the Matamoros case, which is a totally different, whole different topic about the family, that those people that went down for plastic surgery. When I looked over this, and I was like, but this is a whole different topic. So it sucks on this in this scenario that she's not, the family's not going to get justice, and there's no justice for her. But I don't know if there could be justice to be had unless somebody comes forward in that group that was with her to tell the truth, because that's really what the truth is. There's got to be some sort of truth in that group, in those 5 people that were with. Those 5 people have to know some of that truth, and unless those people come together and admit that somebody did something wrong, then, and instead of protecting somebody, they got to let that truth out if there's something happened in that group, because the Mexican police believe that somebody did something wrong in that group. There's a video of her laying naked, barely fighting back. So I don't know what the hell went on. There's something crazy going on, and you feel bad for the family.
Yeah, like we've been having this conversation so many times, we really never know what's going on in the world, especially abroad, like Mexico. Like you were saying, Ruben, my parents were a little bit concerned when I made a decision to move to San Francisco for my college journey, that they never know what's going to happen. But I knew what had to do. I try to remain safe however I can, and but as far as Shanquella Robinson, it's like an unimaginable of what happened to her, and we're going to continue to keep fighting for justice for Shanquella however we can, because things just have to change. Yep. All right, Annie, do you want to cover the Monique story?
Sure. So we're going back to Netflix. Isn't that fun? Academy Award-winning actress and stand-up comedian Monique is enjoying a victory lap after settling her lawsuit against Netflix. Her 13-year feud with Lee Daniels with her stand-up special My Name is Monique, which premiered on April 4th. In the special, she shares an uncensored journey through her life, regardless of the fact that she hardly touches on her career struggles since winning the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for her turn in the film Precious, directed by Lee Daniels. Nevertheless, she does reveal the inspiration by telling Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey to suck her dick. During a 2017 stand-up routine. And get this, Lee Daniels, who was in the audience, gave her a standing ovation after hearing it. Guys, what are your thoughts on Monique's successful comedy show on Netflix?
I haven't watched that show. I think before we started the show, Uncle Ruben, you asked if I watched the show, and I said that I am trying to watch the show. I'm still trying to watch the show. I'm probably going to watch it when I get home, right after I get Chipotle.
You need my password?
I got my dad's Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I got my dad's Netflix. I really, really love Monique. I haven't seen her in any films ever since Almost Christmas with Kimberly Elise and Gabrielle Union. And when I tell you she cracked me the fuck up, she cracked me the fuck up. She was not playing around.
I watched the stand-up. I was waiting for it, and I watched it on the 4th. I definitely want to show her support. It was good. I did chuckle. I think it's Uncle Tina who tickled me. She talks about her aunt, but she doesn't call her. She calls her Uncle Tina because I think she had a mustache and a beard. But she talks about her family life and her struggles, and why she's the way she is. And I really enjoyed it, and I hope to see more of her work, more of her stand up, because I really miss. She's an outstanding comedian, and I don't think she always gets the flowers she deserves for her talent.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, bless you. One thing I want to mention is that in early 2018, Monique was offered $500,000 to star in her own comedy special, but she claimed that the Oscar-winning actor streamer was low billing and the offer was discriminatory. She then pointed out that comedians such as Chris Rock, Amy Schumer, and David Chappelle were offered 8-figure deals and stated that Netflix has underpaid Black women. In 2019, she then filed a lawsuit against Netflix for race and sex discrimination in that offer, while accusing the streaming platform of giving her an offer that was a part of a larger company tendency to underpay Black women. And according to that lawsuit, it stands in contrast to deal reportedly worth millions of dollars for a comedy special from Ricky Gervais, I hope I said that right, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Ellen DeGeneres. I think I was watching one of Mom's Instagram videos about this situation. I forgot about it now since it's been years, but do you have any more thoughts about this? Any for Uncle Ruben?
Well, I watched part of the special, and I thought it was funny, the part that she was talking about. She got added to the special class in elementary class in school, and I was cracking up because she thought she was getting added to the special class, thought she was smart, and then she was talking about her mom was illiterate. I could relate because my mom is functionally illiterate, so well, she's not functionally illiterate, she can't read for shit, so she's
what is that doing?
But that's neither here nor there. That's a whole other topic for a whole other day. But I can relate to Monique in that scenario of her mom not being able to read and her mom misinterpreting that she was added to the special class, or that she talked too much in class, and her mom saying that that's great and stuff like that, not understanding what was going on. So, but the lawsuit itself, it you could tell it was an underball, a discriminatory. It wasn't right. You got an Academy Award winning actress, and I'm gonna be kind of terrible at this. You got mediocre white women who are getting paid way more for their specials, and they haven't done shit. And you don't want to pay Monique the money she deserves for her special. So it is just bullshit that she didn't get the money she deserved initially. And she was right to sue Netflix. She was right to hold out for a better offer or sue them and tell them that they were being discriminatory, because it makes no sense that they would do that to her. So I agree that it was the wrong thing, and Netflix is
I
horrible.
think she has every right to be mad about this situation with
Yeah.
Netflix.
Definitely.
Alrighty, well, shall we move on to the next topic? Uncle
Well,
Ribbon, I think you have the next story, Uncle Ribbon.
Well, this is going to be a kind of a crazy topic. Back in February, a 29-year-old registered nurse has been fired at Long Island's Good Samaritan Hospital after a video has resurfaced showing her violently slamming a 2-day-old newborn. According to Suffolk County District Attorney Raymond Tierney, the nurse has been charged with a single count of endangering the welfare of a child. Through the nursery window, prosecutors claimed that the infant's father, Fidel Sinclair, watched the nurse approach the child, lift him up, flip him over, and slam his face down in the bassinet. A Catholic Health spokesperson said in a statement, upon learning of the incident, swift and immediate action was taken, including conducting an investigation and consequently terminating the individual involved. As of now, the nurse has been arrested. And what do you guys think of this?
I think it's sickening. It's unacceptable and just evil. I saw it on my phone. I was on Google and I saw it. And shout out to the baby's father, because he recorded the incident on his cell phone through the NICU's window while the incident received a round of antibiotics. But to slam a baby like that, especially since it was 2 days old, before anyone does get concerned, I do want to let you guys know that the baby is okay, thankfully. To be honest, the nurse is lucky that the baby was still alive, because otherwise she would have been sentenced to life in jail immediately. Do you have any thoughts on this? Let me guess. Choose violence.
Swift actions did not happen. Because let me tell you, first of all, Ruben, what would have happened if she had slapped Solomon or Ruby?
Well, she probably wouldn't be alive today.
Because when I tell you, I would have got up and I would have mollywopped her all over that ICU unit. I would have mollywopped her. That's all I got to say. I'm a peaceful person. I know probably some people don't think that. But don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. But I'm from Richmond. You start it, then I'm going to finish it. And you slam my baby in the mouth. I applaud the father that he was recording it, so he has his evidence in case she denied it and all that kind of stuff. and I'm glad the hospital fired her, but they really wouldn't have had to fire her. They would have had to roll her down to that room where people be in them horizontal closets that they be putting people in.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Would they be in a straitjacket?
No, not no straitjacket. In the horizontal closet where she be in the dark forever.
The morgue.
Uncle River, do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, I guess, again, if it was my child, the guy showed a lot of restraint. I'd have probably found that woman and would have beat her ass too. It's not that's not something I wouldn't have shown that same restraint. That's all.
Yeah. But on all seriousness, nurses are supposed to take an oath to take care of somebody when in need. You can't just expect to get off scot-free with your unacceptable actions. You are, as a nurse, you are supposed to take care of people with respect and treat them with kindness, And I just really, really think that, like I said, that nurse got lucky that the baby survived those slams, because otherwise she would have been sent to jail immediately. And I just think what she did was unacceptable. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't say too much more.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not much more.
Yeah. Before we take a break, I want to take a moment to bring up this issue that has been going on. As a lot of you know, 16-year-old Ralph Yarl was shot twice in the head by homeowner Andrew Lester this past week for mistakenly going to the wrong house to pick up his brothers while ringing the wrong doorbell. The alleged gunman was then taken into custody and brought to a police station to give a statement. This past Sunday, at least 200 people in Kansas City held a protest in support of Ralph. As of right now, the homeowner who shot Ralph and not been found guilty. And I just want to let you know that on behalf of the Bubble Chat, we're standing with Ralph and his family and the others affected. The GoFundMe campaign that I'm going to link in the description has been set to help with medical costs, college expenses, in addition to family expenses, and it has surpassed over $3 million. What you can do to help take action in this case will be linked in also to help bring the just appropriate charges and to make sure that the homeowner is held accountable however he can. But don't go anywhere. We will be right back with more of today's topics. Welcome back to the Bubble Chat with more of today's topics. Up next, Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello were captured spending time together attending Coachella in Indio, I hope I said that right, California. In a video, Shawn and Camila can be seen holding a drink in their hands while engaging in a conversation. The duo can also be seen watching a performance in the crowd together, and they shared a kiss. They shared a kiss. A little backstory behind this: Shawn and Camila started dating in July 2019 and announced their split in November 2021. They collaborated together in songs such as "I Know What You Did Last Summer," which is Camila's first solo appearance, and on that point, she was in the girl group Fifth Harmony, and she then collaborated with Shawn on "Senorita." Any thoughts on you guys? Because it looks like throughout this episode, we're going to be talking about Coachella.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it doesn't mean anything. I'm sure it's just Coachella fever. People proximity and it's there. So, oh, we're hanging out. So it's just probably means nothing and they just kissed. Probably more proximity, target of opportunity is, as they used to say in the Navy or the military. It's just for Shawn Mendes or whatever. And who is it?
Shawn Mendes and
Shawn Mendes. Yeah. For
and
Shawn Mendes, it was just a target of opportunity. She was there and he was feeling a little frisky, so he gave her a kiss. Probably doesn't mean anything. They're probably not good. They probably realize, oh, well, we remember how shitty it was when we were together, so probably don't want to continue this any further. So probably means.
One thing I did forgot to mention is that it looks like it has been confirmed that they're back together.
Oh, well, they'll probably realize soon enough that the reason why they broke up, and they'll break up soon enough. Because I don't think, if they got back together, they'll realize soon enough that whatever broke them up didn't change and it's going to break them up again. Because unless people change, really work on that change, is going to break them up again. I could be a pessimist, but that's just kind of my reality. If people don't change what originally broke them up, it's just going to fucking make them break up again.
I mean, you know what they say: we break up, then make up, then 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 break up, then break up, then break up, then break up. You know the fucking drill.
Why did we break up?
Huh?
Why did we break up?
Did we break up?
No. I was just testing you.
I was gonna say, did we break up? Shit.
I know. I was just testing you.
Oh.
You passed the test.
Yeah. Anybody your thoughts?
No comment. I don't care.
Okay, moving on. And either Uncle Ruben, I think you have the next topic.
All right. So up next, with the second weekend of Coachella coming up, there was much to say about Frank Ocean and his first week's performance. Rumor was that he broke his leg and has two fractures. So he had a really shitty performance. Some people didn't really enjoy the performance. I ended up staying up and watching it till like 2:00 in the morning. And again, I was streaming it on TikTok because YouTube took it off their streaming channel. So I had to get to watch it. But there was a lot of issues. I guess he had to melt down his ice skating rink and all sorts of other issues after he broke his leg. But he canceled his performance this week, and so that's a big issue. But beyond that, I want to talk about another artist that performed. She had a stellar performance, but she also released an album at the beginning of this month. Her name is Yeji. Yeji Lee is a Korean American singer and DJ who was born in New York. She played at Coachella before and as a DJ, and she played it singing more songs this time. She recently released an album April 27, 2023, and it's called With a Hammer. I want to talk about one of the songs that's on the album called With the Hammer. The song is in Korean and English, but I want to focus on lyrics in the song. In the first verse, she sings in the song, "There were days that I gave up. I put a mask on my face, brain, and heart to break up from the truth, to break up from the false." And later on, she sings on the song, she sings, "Our little hearts need time to rest and heal." And he says, "It's already time to wake up from my dream, to wake up from my freedom dreams." And we've talked about this before in our other chats and stuff like that. That we put masks on to deal with our depressions. We deal with our own heart's healing. We deal with all of our issues. But I thought when I heard the song one time, I was driving to physical therapy or whatever I was doing. I listened to this radio show, and they play all these new songs for me. And I heard the song, and I was like, this song hit me, and I was like, it's called With a Hammer. And sometimes you got to face, even when you're down, you got to face life with a hammer. You got to bring that along to get you out of that rut, get you out of that depression, get you out of that darkness that you're dealing with. So I just thought I'd share that song with you guys. It's called With a Hammer by Yeji, and I thought it was really cool. It's she produces electronic songs, it was, I heard it again today with Eve, and I thought it was really good. And I thought, I share it with you guys.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we cannot play, well, you can play the song, but I am going to have to edit it out, because how these networks will be catching you for copyright.
Yeah. Anybody have any thoughts about it?
Well, I like the song. Because of you introduced me to the artist, and she seems to merge genres together. This particular song for me leans towards electronic. It would be a nice dance hit, but also it's a great song to listen to as you're driving or contemplating something. Because sometimes, not only do life does hit you with the hammer, and sometimes you have to hit, life back with the hammer and keep on pushing through. So anyhow, I like the song, and thank you for sharing that artist with me. She's pretty talented.
I listened to that song a little bit. I think, and Eve or Uncle River, you sent it to me before we started the show. I listened to it. I think the majority of the song was in Korean, but I thought it was a good song. I really don't know much about it because I haven't listened to the full song, but I thought it was really good either way.
All right. I think the next topic is the SNL host. Who's going to bring that one up? I can bring that up if you want.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
All right. So after 1 year moving on from Saturday Night Live, actor Pete Davidson will be making his return as host on May 6th. During the announcement of his departure back in 2022, there was never an explanation as to why he left the show, but he did share a goodbye message after 8 seasons. In addition to his SNL return, Pete's semi-autobiographical comedy series Bupkis is set to premiere on Peacock on May 4th. Guys, what are your thoughts on Pete's return to SNL after departing after almost a year ago?
I thought it's surprising, to be honest. I think he's been on the show for so many years that he has to move on. And what's really, really good about this is that he's returning as a host, because he's been a star on the show. He's been playing that with the actors. He's been playing so many characters. But to see him, that's actually my first time seeing the SNL alumni return as a host. And Eve, do you have any thoughts on this?
Free promotion for his upcoming show on Peacock.
Okay. Okay. Looks like you got a little. It looks like and Eve, you don't really have that much to say other than that. But yeah.
Well, you know how they say you shouldn't say something unless you got something nice to say. And I think that sometimes you deal with certain people and then you're tainted in my mind. So he dealt with a certain people, and so I ain't got no comment.
You don't like the Kardashians.
I didn't say that. I said certain people.
Oh,
But
sorry.
but just let you know, I don't fuck with Kanye either.
Oh yeah.
So my thoughts on it are kind of in line with Eve. He's kind of an easy host. He's got that series coming up, and it's an easy guest to bring back on. So it's the same idea, is that pre-promotion. It's and plus it's common for alumni to come back. You've had Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, even though Chevy Chase is not allowed to host anymore. I don't even think Chevy Chase is allowed back ever to host again. But Eddie Murphy, Anna Gasteyer, not Anna Gasteyer, but who did Superstar? That I forgot her name. But
I know. She's really funny, but I can't think of her name right now.
I can't think of her name, but the actor that played Superstar in the movie Superstar, she just came back, and so they've had a lot of alumni come back and host Saturday Night Live. So it's common to do it. Lorne Michaels likes to bring back his alumni and let them be on the show and see if they can be part of the cast again. So, I don't think Pete Davidson's funny. I've tried to watch one of his movies, and I don't think I laughed at all. So, I think yeah, that's all I got. I don't think I got to say anything else.
I will add that every different strokes for different folk, and that we may not think he's funny, but I'm sure there's a whole slew of millions of
Oh yeah,
people
definitely.
who think he's funny. So
Maybe I'm
he's
too old.
talented. He's talented to somebody, and God bless him. And may he have a successful hosting gig and a show on Peacock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before we do move. Okay. Before we do move on to our next topic, going back a little bit on the Frank Ocean story, I do want to mention that I got turquoise hair. One of my best friends when from school, he told me that I look just like Frank Ocean. Here, let me do a little demonstration. Hold on.
I think you got it.
And Eve?
Your hair look like a bush is dying.
Oh my goodness. but yeah, I post.
No, it looked like someone growing the grass and is struggling. What is going on? That don't even look like teal.
Oh my God.
That look like a struggling lawn.
Leave the moss on that boy's head alone.
If he take a shower, no, he take a bath. If he take a bath and put his head underneath the water, he's gonna be like a swamp.
Oh, that boy's head alone. Oh my God. Why are we? Oh.
Over there. You gotta take that hat off and show us a struggling lawn. Now I admit I got enough room to talk. I'm over here looking like a sexy fine ass poodle. But that's a whole different story. But that's what you get for saying I look like Sia. That's what you get.
Uncle River said it, not me.
No, you said it.
No, you said it. No,
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 you
no, 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 no. No, no. And I was looking at your email and you said Uncle Ruben said you look just like Sia. So that proves that Uncle Ruben said it first.
He did. But then when I asked you, I just asked you on the break, and I said, "It's how you like my hair? My hair cute?" And you said you look like Sia.
I mean that you. I mean, Uncle Ruben said it too. So.
You lucky I don't have a chandelier right now, so I can knock you over the head with it.
I'm like a diamond.
Oh my God. Who got the next topic?
It's Eve and her Céline Dion.
Oh my God, y'all.
Up next, superstar singer Céline Dion, that bitch. I love her, by the way. Announced her latest single called "Love Again," which will promote the upcoming film of the same name, Love Again. This will make her first song release since sharing about her neurological disorder. As you all know, last December, Celine announced that she was diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, causing her to postpone her spring 2023 shows and cancel 8 concerts this summer. The movie Love Again, which is a romantic comedy about a woman who is coping with her fiance's death. What do you guys think about Celine's return to the music after her diagnosis?
I think it just goes to show that she is still the badass that she was, and my heart will go on. And what I mean by that is like, she was supposed to have a tour. I think the current tour back in 2020, but then got postponed to 2021 because of the pandemic, and then it got moved to 2022 because of Delta, and then it got postponed again because of her mental health, and then some of her shows got canceled. So huge shout out to Céline Dion. I love her to death. When I tell you that she think my heart will go on, I can't even think it, like I said, because of copyright. But Uncle Ruben, what are your thoughts?
No, I think it's a matter of her will, and I think perseverance, and I hope that she's able to continue her career. I think it's just amazing that she's able to continue, and I hope her career continues. It's the heart will go on. That's where I know her from, the Titanic songs, and those will always be there for me where I know her from, and I hope her career continues. So I'm glad she's able to make music again.
And Eve?
I just want to say I love Céline Dion. I love her voice. She has to be one of the greatest singers of all time, in my opinion. She's up there with Aretha. She's up there with Whitney. And I just want to say to Ruben, I want you to know that if we're ever stranded out in the ocean, I'm dedicated to holding on to you like Rose did. I'm gonna hold on until you let go.
There was room enough on that piece of board for both of them.
Yeah, but you're a little bigger than him, so you're gonna have to stay in the water. We not both. We two big people. We not
That
both
is
getting on the
true.
river,
We're gonna need a king size piece of board.
basically. But I'm gonna hold on to you until you let go.
Okay, babe. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And my
And
heart
I
will go
appreciate
on.
you.
My heart will go
Well,
on
it's
too.
probably gonna
Near,
probably
far,
start.
wherever you are.
It's gonna stop beating in that cold ass ocean. But my heart is gonna go on because I'm not getting in that water like that.
Oh,
Yeah. Céline Dion is one badass. She can
Bring it back,
sing.
come on, like you can. Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite, I do want to mention that one of my favorite memes on TikTok is when a TikToker would basically do the "It's All Coming Back to Me" challenge, where they turn the fans on, pretend that there's wind blowing on their face, and everyone's just throwing stuff. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna turn the volume down because I can't play this. I can't show off the song because for copyright reasons. But
You can't
here,
do nothing on this show.
yeah, let me show you. Hopefully, I can share my screen. It's all coming. Okay, let's see if I can share my screen. Or if I can, I'll just share it like right here.
We ain't gonna get no value.
he can't because they got the music.
But yeah, this is one of them.
Okay. Well, she cute. You go, girl, with that fan. Ooh, wait, baby, we got a fan. I can do that right now.
We don't have a fan.
You cheap. How we don't have a fan?
We have AC.
Oh, you not that cheap.
I mean, it does work. I mean, an AC does work as a fan.
That's true. That's true. But can we get a fan? Because I want to do that.
Maybe. I am cheap though.
If you or Uncle Ruben come to Hercules sometime in the summer, we're doing that challenge. No question about it.
Okay, I'm gonna be like,
All right, who's got the last topic for today, or the second to last topic?
I think it's mine.
Okay.
All right, so the final topic goes back to Coachella. This weekend we're on Saturday, J. Paul made his first live performance ever at Coachella. Now you're thinking, who is J. Paul? J. Paul had a little hype surrounding him as a singer producer. He makes pop and R&B music, and his history is an odd one to say at least. He was about to release his debut album in 2013, but the album leaked. Now, there's I was reading as I was writing this up. There's people that believe that maybe he leaked his album to get a little hype, or that somebody leaked his album. But regardless, the album was leaked, and then he didn't release this album, his debut album, and then 6 years passed. When all this album was being leaked, Drake and Beyonce hear this album, hear songs from him. that are on his like MySpace page. I'm going back, way back. And they sample one of his songs, the BTSTU song, and they make songs from that BTSTU song. They create songs from it. And so he has all this hype surrounding him. And finally, after this album leak in 2019, he finally releases this leaked album called Leak 0413 Leak Ones, which wasn't even a complete album. He just released the tracks and didn't complete the songs or anything like that. So finally, on Saturday, he performs his first live show, and your auntie Eve and I were watching Sunday, and we happened to catch his live show. And we're sitting there. At first, I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then I was like, oh shit, that's J. Paul. And here's this guy, he's sitting there, and you could tell he was like really, really nervous on stage, like holding the mic real hard, not really moving around, and just really intimidated by the crowd. You can tell he's kind of intimidated, but it looks like he kind of had that social anxiety or fear of the crowd, but hadn't got his stage presence yet, or didn't know how to perform yet. But you could also tell there was very first live performance that he had done. So, but he definitely was holding that. He had his sunglasses on and was like sitting on one side of the stage while he was singing. And what are your thoughts, if y'all have any thoughts on this, his first ever performance? Well, I should also mention that after that first performance, he has lined up 4 other performances after Coachella. So he's gotten got that performance bug in him now. So he wants to perform now. So what are your thoughts?
I'll start with you, Annie, because I really don't have that much to say.
I liked his music. He did seem extremely nervous, but it was fine. He sounded good. He wasn't stiff. He did seem he was nervous. There was a lot of hair in his face, so we have that in common. Yeah, but I think he's very talented, and I applaud him. You know, when allegedly he has anxiety issues. And so, you know, for you to get out there for your first time to perform in front of people in Coachella, I think that's pretty huge. And so he did it, and I applaud him, and I look forward to listening to more of his music.
Yeah, I do want to add onto that. When I remember back in the 7th grade, 7th through the 8th grade, when I was a drummer, I remember like facing like anxiety of like basically stage fright of how would I look when I play the drums in front of millions of people. I mean, it's up, and I think I mentioned this in the bubble chat before, that I didn't want to play the drums as a career. I just wanted to play the drums just for fun, And but yeah, I have anxiety to this day. It's just not as severe as it was, I just didn't know what anxiety was then, but I did. I definitely had a little bit of anxiety of how I would look like when I started playing the drums in front of millions of people. I still, like I said, I still have it to this day, but it's not like as severe as it was, when COVID came, because I was depressed and anxious. Do you have any continuing thoughts on this, Uncle Ruben?
Yeah, I don't like to perform. I have to present and talk to people in my former job when I was in the Navy. I used to have to teach classes and present information, and no matter how well I knew the information, it would always still be my nervousness and I would get nervous and it would take me a little bit to get over being nervous about how I would perform. So I understand that I would get stage fright or get that anxiousness or be nervous in front of people, and it would take a little bit for me to get comfortable to be able to speak and get into a groove and know. So I understand that performance and getting your rhythm and understanding. So good on him, and I applaud him that he's continuing, and hopefully he comes out with some more music, because I think one of my songs, the song that he played at the end, Straight Out of Mumbai, was really good. So I'd like to hear some more from him.
Yeah. I hope he really does well with the Coachella debut performance. Uncle Rip, out of curiosity, is that a tattoo on your arm?
Yeah, it's a tattoo.
Okay. Can I just take a look at it? Because I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it's just an eyeball.
Let me guess. To honor the eye candy.
No, it's an old tattoo. It was way before I met your Auntie Eve.
I see.
It goes to oh gosh, it goes to a rock band, Tool. So that's really kind of, it was like on one of their albums, they had a bunch of eyeballs, and I was just bored. So I was like, let me go get an eyeball after class one time when I was in the Navy. And so I went down and paid, I think his name was Tiger Jimmy or some shit, in San Diego, California, $35 to get a tattoo. So I got a tattoo for $35 of an eyeball on my forearm.
Yeah, if I were to get a tattoo, I'm thinking of starting off, and I think I mentioned this in the bubble chat before, but I would start probably with some dirt and dirt, and then a little seed, and then have a stem crawling in from right over there all the way to my palm, and then it would show a ladybug to honor the late Aunt Ladybug. Just a way to help honor her legacy, after her passing last summer. And then I will also probably get maybe a sword that would say, no, I don't think it would be a sword, but it would say something like the mighty underdog with probably 4 dog prints.
So that first tattoo, I love the idol, the ladybug, that you are honoring Myra so solid. We miss her, we love her. So I love that idol. But I just want you to know that idol, the dirt and the ivy or the vine and the seed is matching your hair.
You cannot stop throwing shade on my hair, can you?
You are consistent, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, that's all the topics that we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to us today. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Feel free to leave your thoughts on your reviews. And as always, we love to hear what you guys think about what we discussed. Let us know in your comments. And don't forget to subscribe to wherever you get your podcasts. We have podcast episodes on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Until then, we have been your hosts, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye, guys.